Hi, I'm Chaplain Byron Denman, and this is Chats with the Chaplain. A few days ago, my foot started hurting, just a little bit of pain on the side. And I didn't have any idea if maybe I had cut it, maybe I had stepped on some glass when I was walking around in the garage barefoot or something like that. Maybe it was a splinter, maybe a bug bit me. I don't have any idea. I still don't know, but I'm still dealing with the pain. It's very, very minor, not a big deal at all, but every now and then something will rub up against that part of my foot and I can feel it again. So there's that little indication, that little reminder, I'm going to have to deal with that thing. It reminds me of a time a couple of years ago where, in a very weird situation, I ended up getting a hair that had probably been from a haircut that one of my boys had. My wife used to cut their hair in the house, and so every now and then there would be a little hair on the ground that we missed when we were sweeping. And apparently I had stepped on one of those, and somehow that hair had gotten into my foot and been like a splinter. And for a while I didn't know what it was. And it took work to find it, and then once I pulled it out, it was like, oh man, everything's better again. And so I spent a lot of time thinking, maybe this is that same situation somehow, even though we haven't really cut anybody's hair in the house for a long time. But I took my flashlight from my camera and I looked around as closely as I could to my foot. And I even had my wife come over and look around and try to see if she could figure out what it was. But we haven't yet. And so I'm still dealing with it every now and then when something rubs up against that part of my foot. There are times when there are things that are so little that we don't even notice them most of our day. But they could, if something rubs up against them in the wrong way, become a real irritant. It could be something that is inconsequential for most of your life, but suddenly, for that split second, it's painful enough to distract you from whatever it is you need to do. What I need is to be able to pay attention well enough and long enough to take care of that issue. I haven't been able to do it yet, but I can't ignore it or forget about it either. And when you face those situations that aren't really big deals, they still can be annoying, and so you should probably address them at some point. It doesn't have to be right away, but don't let those little things turn into big things later on down the road because you never dealt with them. I'm Chaplain Byron Denman, and I hope you never get a splinter in your foot.